So in this video, we'll be talking about 8 things men should never do for a woman. This is never saying you should never love your woman. This is not saying that you should not care for a woman. But there are things men do that makes these women to go nuts these days. But regardless of whatever the direction of the internet is going towards, a masculine man should always be a masculine man. And these are the 8 things you should never negotiate or you should never think of doing for a woman. Because if you end up doing it, you will be on the losing side. You always want to be in a good relationship with your woman, be the man of the relationship. You don't want to be in the situation where you are not happy in the situationship or relationship or marriage or whatever case you might be in. So let's get straight into it. Never take her advice for a major or a life decision. That's one of the mistakes a lot of guys do. They tend to consult their woman when they're about to make a tough decision in life, because women, when we're in love, we always tend to be emotional and compassionate enough to believe that if you ask your woman for an advice, she's going to give you a logical advice. But you forget that women are emotional creatures. Yes, we all as humans are very emotional, but women are more emotional and men are more logical. So whenever you are in a stage of making a decision, maybe being a career decision, maybe being something, it can be you relocating from where you used to live to another city, or it might be anything. It can be anything. I will share you a story. I used to work as a software engineer for 5 years, and last year I decided that I needed to quit my job and begin this part of my life, because I had it in me. I'm someone that's listening to my intuition. I always try as much as possible to get close to my God mode. That's the intuition. And I got this nudge of quitting my job, which I adhered to, but it didn't make any sense to anybody. At the point, I didn't have any girlfriend. I had broken up with my girlfriend because I was very, fixated on my job. I needed to be max focused because I needed to, make something out of nothing for my family and all. So when I was at that stage of my life, the only person that I do listen to, I'm not saying that I'm a stubborn head, but when I want to make decisions, the person I always kind of, if I even want to tell somebody, is my mom. But being respectful of her, and because I have a very close relationship with my mom, I told her that I was about to make that decision. And when I was telling her, have it in mind, I wasn't telling her for her opinion, because obviously she would like to play the safer side. She would over-reason the whole situation of how would I survive now that your career is kicking off. Why should you make that kind of a choice? It's more from the emotional side, trying to cater for you as her only son and all that, trying to keep you out of danger. But as a man, I understand that getting to the top requires me to always be in danger, always taking bold steps, always taking risk. And that's not what the woman is accustomed to. That's not how the psychology of women wants. Women want safety. They want to be safe. They don't want to take risk. Women are the people that are meant to take risk. We are the risk takers. We are the leaders. We are the protectors. So I knew that, but I just told her that because I just wanted her to know that what I was about to do. And as expected, she responded and behaved in the way I assumed she would. And guess what? I never listened to her. I just told her that I just told you so that you will know that I'm about to quit my job. I was at the blink of quitting the job, so I just wanted to tell her and do it. Not like I needed her permission, because whatever she said on the situation was never going to change my decision. So that's a short story to illustrate that you have to understand that if you seek advice from women on major issues or major changes in your life, they will give you an advice from their emotional side, because they're very emotional, you get. And you don't want to take their advice, because if it backfires tomorrow, you wouldn't be happy pointing fingers at the woman that's she's the reason why you never made the right choice in your life. That's bullshit to me. So I'll be going on the second point. Attention is the currency of women. If you don't know it, you have to just let that sink into your mind now. Attention is the currency of women. Women are moved by what they hear. We men, we are moved by what we see. And for you to hear something, something must be spoken. There must be a sort of communication. Now, I'm not saying that you should not communicate, that you should use gestures or symbols to woo a woman or to get into a relationship or to handle your relationship. But you as a man should know when to remove the attention and when to give her the attention. Attention should be a reward of good behavior. Attention should not be a reward of disrespectful behavior or bad behavior. You as a man should understand that this attention is the currency, that's the language women speak. And too much of the attention will make you lose your power, because your power is the attention. And that's what they feed off. If you think I'm joking, if you're talking to a girl and she starts acting distant or disrespectful towards you, I will tell you something for free. Do not react. Do not beg her. Do not say. Do not explain. Withdraw your attention. Two things will happen. It's either she comes or she doesn't. And in both ways, you win. But if you don't do it that way and you go the other route of always trying to explain things, always trying to make things right, always trying to, use your words to tweak the whole situation. Now, I'm not trying to say that you should not confront or maybe have a dialogue when necessary. But majority of the time, with what I've seen, it's not necessary. Most of the issues you're having with your girl or in a relationship or marriage can be solved by you keeping silent. Silence is power. Silence is key. The Stoic understands this. Marcus Aurelius taught us this. The ancient men, they understood that silence is key. But in today's world, man, silence is being taken away from us. That's why social media is there. Instagram, TikTok, all of that shit is there trying to distract you. But at the same time, you should understand that attention is the currency of women, and you should guide it properly. You should use it to your own advantage. I'm not saying you should use it and start manipulating. Well, manipulating is part of the game for women, but you should always be ahead of the game, and that's why I'm giving you the free tips. This is the second one, and let's get straight to the third one. The third point is never be a step daddy. This one is very crazy, man. This one, I don't understand how women box men into believing that taking care of another man's child is something that makes sense or favors him as a man. Bro, you should never, you should never as a man think of raising another man's child. That's bullshit to me, bro, because come on, for a woman to let herself loose to have a baby for another man that is not committed to give her the commitment she wants, because women want commitment. That's the thing. Commitment is what they are all after. So the point is, never ever in your life agree to the arrangement of being a stepdaddy, taking care of another man's child, no matter the situation, no matter the gaslighting you go through, trying to justify that. It doesn't make any sense to me. The fourth point is never let a woman change your view on life. Bro, that's one of the craziest things I can ever imagine doing. Because think about it, a woman got attracted to you for the way you used to live. I assume a woman getting attracted to you because you hit the gym, a woman getting attracted to you because of the way you think, a woman is getting attracted to you because of maybe your job or whatever reason the woman, found you attractive enough to get into a relationship or getting into a marriage with you. Only for you to get into the relationship and let loose of the same habit and traits that got you into the relationship at the first place. It doesn't make sense. So that's why she will end up leaving you once she's able to convince you into believing that her own view of life is better than the way she met you. That's crazy. And guess what? Women will try as much as possible to get you to believe that their way is the right way. That's what they're here for. They're there to test you, to make you get weaker, to make you conform into believing that their way is right. You can check the Bible, you can check the past. That's the purpose of you being masculine enough to understand that women is a replica of life, because life wouldn't ever in this eternity let you breathe. Life will always test you. Good times will come, bad times will come. That same thing with women. You might be with a woman this
week you guys are all lovey-dovey. Next week she's acting up, trying to pull you off your center. And guess what? 90% of men, they move up that center by reacting, by changing who they are. Because you might see a man that is cool, calm, collected, get into a relationship with the woman only for the woman to start poking him in the right areas and him letting loose of himself. But imagine if the woman is testing you and you're being center, you're standing tall on your purpose, on your grind, on your ground, showing her that you're calm, collected, and centered. That's what makes an attraction for you triple. That's what makes an attraction for you double. So never let a woman change your view on life. And the fifth one is never give up your purpose for a woman. If you think about it, you have seen this in life. I'm very sure you have seen it in life, whether with you or with a friend, seeing a guy that had a purpose, that was on a journey to become something great, become something greater, only for him to get into a mix with a woman, maybe a relationship, a situationship, or whatever the case may be, and the woman pulling him off his center, pulling him off his purpose. Maybe you go to the gym every day by 6 a.m. You get in your workout, you eat healthy, eat your protein, do your cardio, you sleep early, only for you to get into a relationship. You change the 6 a.m. gym from 6 a.m. You say, okay, let me go by 9 a.m. From 9 a.m., you're going by 11. From 11, you're not being consistent. You don't go to the gym every day anymore. That's how it starts. From there, the most common one is food, dieting. A lot of people diet, eat the right thing, eat enough chicken, protein, and all that shit, only for them to get into a relationship. And the woman is, converting them to believing that what she loves eating is the right thing for you to eat. And one of the hacks to avoid this is always get into a relationship with a woman that aligns with your vision. That's where the issue comes from. Because when you are, for example, you go to the gym, the gym is part of your life. I don't see a reason why you should get into a relationship with a girl that has never been to the gym. It doesn't make any sense to me, because one thing that will end up happening is there is a high possibility that she pulls you off that center. She might not stop you entirely, but she will eventually reduce your drive. But let's say the girl goes to the gym before you met her. What would that do? It will make you even more ignited to do more, to go to the gym, because you have a lady that does that. So why should you stop? I don't see any reason why you will stop. But if you get in a relationship with a woman that never does the things you do, if you love going to church and the woman doesn't go to church, I feel like it has already ended before it even started, because at some point in that relationship, there is definitely going to be issues about that situation. Number 6 on the list is never give up all your sexual options. You should never give up all your sexual options, especially for guys that are trying to get into a relationship. I wouldn't give this advice to married people. I'm talking about guys that are in relationships that is not obviously leading to something serious, or you're trying to get into a relationship with a chick and you feel like giving up all your options will make her like you more, or will make her, be more invested in the relationship. That's bullshit, bro. Because women always have options. They always have somebody that they're talking to. You are not the only one before she met you. She was talking to maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. Maybe not taking 3 seriously, taking 4 seriously, as the case might be. But the point is, never give up all your options, because as a guy, I know how this works. Most guys, once they spot a girl that they like and she's like giving him the green light and acting all good and that, what men do is they push out the other options they have and focus solely on that lady. And what happens? She keeps her options open only for you to be hot. It might not end up working out, and she has options to fall back to, while you are starting over, trying to get the spark going with the people you had on your list. Oh, it doesn't make any sense. Number 7 on the list, never let her control you. That's something a lot of guys do, because we guys, when we once we fall in love with a woman, we tend to do a lot of things to quote unquote please her. But what guys don't understand is, you conforming to the needs of women doesn't actually make them like you more or desire you more. Women love men that know who they are. Women love men that have standards. Women love men that are centered. Women love men that have a purpose. Women love men that have a way of being. Women want to key into a way of living. They want to key into your life. They don't want to come into your life and start making rules. That's only for disrespectful women or manipulative women. So whenever you see a woman that is trying to make you to conform into her way, and whenever you say no to that, she gets angry or she tries to do that, bro, leave that girl. I've been in the relationship. I've been there. So nobody told me this. Had it been I knew or I had this type of information, I wouldn't have wasted years being in such toxic relationship that will end up not working out. Because a woman that does not respect you enough to be led, I don't see any reason being with a girl. There's no need being with a lady that does not want to be led. It's more like we have two masculine figures in the relationship. You're the man and she's trying to be the man. If she's the man and you're the man, so where's the feminine? There is no feminine energy. And polarity must be met. There must be two opposite sides. There can be negative and negative. There can be positive and positive. There must be a sort of contrast. And that's why polarity must be met. And the final one on the list is never betray a friend or brother for a woman. Why do you think that betraying a friend or a brother would make you look more desirable in front of women? That's basically being the same. That's basically you being weak. And if the goal of doing this is to gain favor from the woman, which means you're putting the woman above you. And whatever you put above you in life will end up consuming you. If you put a woman above you, she'll end up consuming you. So if you're trying to buy the love of a woman by betraying your brother, then you lost it before you even got started. So there is no need betraying your bro or talking bad about your bro to get into a relationship or to get in between her legs, bro. That's bullshit, bro. I've seen this happen a lot. You see, guys, when they talk to women, they use other men as topic to gain favor from her. Why are you talking about your brother behind him only to impress a girl, a lady? Doesn't make any sense to me. Why are you talking bad about your bro? Do this kind of thing. If you see yourself doing anything here, this is a call for you to back out from doing it. So if you like this video, I want you to leave a comment in the comment section below. You can also feel free to oppose me. I want to see what you think. I want to see where your mindset is at. And peace.